Artists often find themselves nose to the grindstone when it comes to making art. Once we've found an art form that we truly love, and we develop sufficient skill to create with relative ease, we spend hours upon hours, devoting all of our time and energy to develop ourselves as the best artists we can be in order to make the finest creations in this wonderful format we've become accustomed to. Over time, as we invest more and more of our energies into practicing, creating, and every action in between, we start to see this creative outlet as everything. It is the one thing that defines who we are as artists. But what if your current art form of choice is not your ultimate calling? Is it possible to become so entrenched within a single art form that you may be missing out on a totally different creative focus that could be something you are even better at? Something that brings you more outside appreciation, leaves you more fulfilled, and even opens more doors for both this new focus as well as the art form that you currently love so deeply? In most circumstances in life, people fall into repeating patterns of actions because it becomes comfortable to us. And that is neither a good nor a bad thing. The pursuit of comfort is genetically ingrained within us as humans as a survival mechanism. And when we as artists become good at a specific talent or skill, we sometimes take it all for granted until we find ourselves sitting in some form of capability safe zone. But as circus showman P.T. Barnum said, comfort is the enemy of progress. When we become too complacent in our skills and accomplishments in any specific area, this can lead us to being unaware of the countless alternatives and opportunities that surround us every day. Being so focused on one single point in space, we forget that there's a whole universe of choices around us. But beyond focus alone, having become proficient in any one area, it can be very challenging and, dare I say, uncomfortable to examine one's direction in life and ask that difficult question: is this really the thing I was born to be? Sometimes the first creative outlet that we choose in life, or the first one from which we get some attention from the outside world, is not what we will find to be our best calling in terms of what we are most capable of or will be most appreciated for. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't continue to love and even devote our energies to that particular art form that we've climbed mountains for. But if we spend all of our time looking at one point in our field of vision, then we are only going to see what is in that one direction. It's a mathematical certainty. Meanwhile, as we are proactively ignorant of our surroundings, the world will continue to turn, and the artistic channels available to us will continue to expand. But what if we were to take a chance, pay attention to them, and try something new? Is it possible we'll find a new creative outlet which people will appreciate and respect, even more so than what we are doing now? The late actor Chadwick Boseman, who gained superstardom playing the Marvel superhero Black Panther, initially had no intentions of becoming a leading actor. His true passion was in writing and directing, which he spent most of his 20s quite literally as a starving artist doing alone in his apartment. Boseman's primary motivation in studying acting and performing on stage was so that he could better understand the people he would work with once he gained success as a director. It wasn't until he was offered the role of baseball legend Jackie Robinson in the movie 42 that he saw the power his other talents had in opening doors he didn't realize were there for the taking. While he's a Hollywood superstar now, Johnny Depp initially aspired to be a musician in his youth, finding success as the guitarist for the up-and-coming Los Angeles-based punk rock band, The Kids. It was only the result of encouragement by his childhood friend Nicolas Cage that he even considered taking up acting, if merely to pay the bills so he could afford to play music. And even after becoming one of the most famous actors in modern history, if you were to ask him today, he would still say that his true love is for playing music. In recent years, singer-songwriter Devin Townsend has become something of an internet sensation amongst YouTube music reaction channels, not only for his over-the-top showmanship, but for his overwhelming skill, talent, and unbelievably powerful capabilities as a singer. Listening to him perform, one would assume that being a singer was what he had pursued every day of his life. However, he has said on several occasions that being a vocalist was never his goal. During an interview on Elizabeth Zaroff's channel, The Charismatic Voice, Devin stated that when he was younger and people asked him to sing for them, he had such a distaste for it that he would tell them straight up, "You can't make me." You see, Devin wanted to be known for skills as a guitar player, and he certainly had and still has the chops to be recognized for it. But after being hired by guitar god Steve Vai to be the vocalist on his Sex and Religion album, Devin's talent as a vocalist and frontman was simply undeniable and served to open more doors in the music industry than guitar playing alone ever could. Aaron Spelling originally aspired to be an actor and a writer in his youth. Yet, by taking a brief detour into the world of creating new series, he now holds the Guinness Book of World Records as the most prolific television producer in history, having created or produced over 218 series, including The Love Boat, Charlie's Angels, Fantasy Island, Beverly Hills 90210, Melrose Place, Seventh Heaven, and Charmed. Whether it be Phil Collins or Carole King becoming chart-topping singers, author Gore Vidal becoming a prolific writer, Penn Jillette finding fame as both a magician and TV and media personality, or any of the others mentioned previously, there are countless examples of artists who, after spending years establishing themselves in one creative arena, ended up finding overwhelming success in places they never expected or, in some cases, even wanted in the first place. We can all find enjoyment in new experiences when pursued out of sheer curiosity or the entertainment value of it all. But when we look around and are seriously open to change, life will constantly offer up new adventures to expand our horizon and our opportunities at every step. As artists, we should be excited at the prospect of trying out new creative avenues, even encouraging our friends to join us in these vacations into new creative spaces. In the same way that people who are perfectly happy with the town or city in which they live travel to new locations that excite and invigorate the soul, it is entirely possible that, in trying on a new form of art for size, we may very well find a creative outlet that is a better suited and possibly even more fulfilling fit for the person we've grown into. Trying new things never means that we are giving up on those creative outlets we are passionate about. Our love for what we do now and what we have created before will never go away. But if we are open and willing to change, taking the plunge into different creative callings may lead us to unique experiences and artistic success more spectacular than anything we've ever known. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what you've seen, smash the like button and be sure to click the notification bell so you won't miss any new content. If you enjoyed this video or found that it gave you a new way of looking at yourself, either personally or as an artist, please leave a comment in the comments section below. I learn a great deal from other people's perspectives, and I know that the comments you leave on this video will inspire me with new topics to discuss. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more content or to stay up to date. I look forward to you joining me the next time.